For decades, the U.S. Air Force told the world the same number. The B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, maximum payload, 40,000 pounds. That figure was in every fact sheet, every defense briefing, every military encyclopedia. Teachers taught it, analysts cited it, and adversaries around the world, Russia, China, Iran, built their military planning around it. There was just one problem. It was wrong. The Air Force knew it was wrong, and they didn't say a word about it for nearly 30 years. Then came Operation Midnight Hammer, and suddenly the math stopped adding up. Welcome to Defense Scope. Today we're breaking down one of the most quietly significant military reveals in recent history. How a single combat mission forced the United States Air Force to finally admit that its most expensive, most secretive bomber can carry 50% more firepower than the official record ever showed. To understand this story, you need to understand one weapon, the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator. This is not a normal bomb. This is the largest non-nuclear weapon the United States has ever built. It is 30,000 pounds, that's 15 tons, of hardened steel, explosive, and GPS guidance, packed into a 20-foot-long projectile specifically designed to do one thing: destroy underground bunkers that nothing else on Earth can reach. The GBU-57 can punch through 200 feet of reinforced concrete before its 5,300-pound warhead detonates. It's designed for targets buried so deep, so hardened, so protected that conventional bombs just bounce off the surface. The Iranians spent years building nuclear facilities 100, 200 feet underground, precisely because they thought no weapon could reach them. The GBU-57 was the answer to that problem. But here's where the official math started to fall apart. The official Air Force fact sheets said the B-2 carries a maximum payload of 40,000 pounds, but those same fact sheets confirmed that the Air Force had successfully tested the B-2 loaded with two GBU-57 bunker busters, a combined weight of 60,000 pounds, two bombs, each weighing 30,000 pounds, on a jet with an official maximum of 40,000 pounds. Journalists noticed, defense analysts noticed, and the question started coming. How is a plane with a 40,000-pound payload limit carrying 60,000 pounds of bombs? The answer came not with a press conference, not with an announcement, not with a single official statement. In May of this year, the U.S. Air Force, without any press release or announcement, very quietly increased the B-2's maximum payload figure by an incredible 50%, now showing that the bomber is capable of carrying 60,000 pounds of munitions. It is likely this silent acknowledgement was a result of journalists pointing out that B-2s flying in Operation Midnight Hammer were carrying 20,000 pounds of ordnance, more than their unclassified maximum payloads. No fanfare, no explanation, just a quiet edit to the official record, slipping from 40,000 to 60,000 pounds, hoping most people wouldn't notice. But once you know what to look for, the real story is actually bigger than just a number change on a fact sheet. Here's the part most people miss. This was not a lie. It was a calculated decision about what to reveal. It's no secret that the U.S. regularly understates the technical capabilities of its military systems, whether we're talking about the disclosed top speed of the SR-71 or the unclassified dive depth of the Ohio-class ballistic missile submarine. The military looks at the range of capabilities its platforms can offer and usually chooses to disclose only the bare minimum, and this makes strategic sense. Here's why. The B-2's maximum payload may genuinely be 40,000 pounds with a maximum fuel load, but by carrying less than its maximum fuel capacity of 167,000 pounds, it can increase the amount of ordnance it carries, as long as it has sufficient internal volume for the added firepower. In other words, it can trade maximum range for maximum payload, making neither figure truly static. Think of it like a pickup truck. Your truck has a maximum towing capacity, but if you're only driving across town instead of across the country, you can load more weight in the bed because you don't need a full tank of gas. The truck's limit isn't one fixed number. It depends on what you're trading off. The B-2 is the same. With a full tank, 167,000 pounds of fuel for ultra-long-range missions. The practical payload limit is around 40,000 pounds, but strip some fuel for shorter missions with mid-air refueling support, and the same internal weapons bay can physically accommodate up to 60,000 pounds of bombs. And compare this to how Russia plays the same game, but in reverse. Russia claimed its Kinzhal missile had a range of 3,000 kilometers, only to later acknowledge a combat radius of the launching bomber was included in that figure, and that the weapon itself only has a range of about 500 kilometers. America rounds down, Russia rounds up. One approach keeps adversaries guessing, the other gets caught in its own exaggeration. The world found out what the B-2 could really carry on June 22, 2025. On that date, approximately 125 U.S. military aircraft, including 7 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers, participated in Operation Midnight Hammer, targeting Iran's 3 critical nuclear facilities at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. The 7 B-2s dropped 14 GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator bunker buster bombs, 12 on the deeply buried enrichment facility at Fordow, and 2 on the one at Natanz. It marked the first ever operational use of the MOP in combat. Each of those 7 bombers carried 2 of those 30,000-pound weapons, 2 bombs per plane. That's 60,000 pounds of ordnance per aircraft. The mission that exposed the B-2's real capability to the entire world wasn't a test. It wasn't a drill. It was a real combat strike over Iran. The B-2S carried those 14 bombs for more than 18 hours after departing from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, crossing the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea to reach Iran. And here's the detail that underscores just how dangerous that mission was. When the 2-person crews released their weapons bay doors to drop the bombs, the shape of the stealth aircraft changed, making them more likely to appear on Iranian radar and exposing the pilots to potentially deadly counterfire for those critical seconds. The math is extraordinary. 7 planes, 18+ hours in the air, 30,000-pound bombs, and an Air Force that had officially claimed for nearly 3 decades that these planes couldn't carry more than 40,000 pounds total. Let's put the real number in perspective, because 60,000 pounds is almost abstract until you compare it. The official 40,000-pound payload allows the B-2 to carry up to 80 precision-guided 500-pound JDAM bombs and release all of them in about 20 seconds. That alone makes the B-2 one of the most destructive conventional weapons platforms on Earth. But at 60,000 pounds, the B-2 becomes something else entirely. It's not just a precision bomber anymore. It becomes the only aircraft on Earth capable of carrying the weapons needed to destroy the most hardened, most buried, most protected targets that any adversary can build. The B-2 is currently the only aircraft cleared to carry the GBU-57 MOP operationally. The forthcoming B-21 Raider stealth bomber is expected to be capable of carrying them as well. No other plane on Earth can do what the B-2 did over Fordow and Natanz. Not the B-52, not the F-35, not Russia's Tu-160, not China's H-20. Only the B-2 Spirit, a 172-foot wingspan flying wing that costs $2.1 billion per aircraft, built by only 19 examples, can carry a 15-ton bomb through contested airspace to a target buried 200 feet underground and destroy it. That is an irreplaceable military capability, and we now know it's 50% more powerful than the world was ever officially told. Operation Midnight Hammer was the first and last major combat use of the GBU-57 in its current form. The Pentagon is now purchasing a final lot of GBU-57s before transitioning to a successor weapon, the Next Generation Penetrator, or NGP, designed to go even deeper and hit targets the MOP cannot reach. The B-2 itself will eventually be replaced by the B-21 Raider, a next-generation stealth bomber, promises even greater range, lower radar cross-section, and full integration with autonomous drone wingmen. But until the B-21 fleet reaches operational numbers, the B-21 Spirit remains the cornerstone of America's most powerful conventional strike capability. And now, Finally, the world knows what it can really carry. 40,000 pounds. That was the floor. The real number, the real capability, is 60,000 pounds of devastation, delivered invisibly from half a world away in the dead of night. That's not what the Air Force advertised for 30 years. But then again, that was exactly the point. That's it for today's Defense Scope. If this video helped you understand the real capabilities behind America's most secretive bomber, hit like and subscribe. We break down the real story behind the world's most advanced military technology every week.